Folks, welcome to the Jake Feinberg Show, and wrapping up 2021 with one of the most special bands in the world. Honored to be on the road here with an amazing guitarist and singer, Sam Blasucci. Welcome back to the Jake Feinberg Show.
Thanks for having me, Jake.
You know, can you talk about taking on like sort of a band that is less in the moment? You talk a lot about things happening organically, still rushing it sometimes, but do you like working with musicians who are less in the moment and mentoring them? I think of George's Lord as a specific example.
I wouldn't say that it's necessarily like that. I think I don't think I'm trying to mentor anybody or teach anybody anything. That group is fun because everybody it's not taken too seriously, so everybody can kind of feel free to approach it however they want, but everybody's very independent, and I think everybody's pretty much on the same level, in that group.
Was there a period of time in your life where you took the music very seriously, like to the point where you considered it precious? Like when was the demarcation point when you were just like, I just would rather it feel good and have fun?
I think it flip-flops for me. I go back and forth. I'll start taking it too seriously.
I'd love you to look at the camera.
And then I check myself and then, try to not take it too seriously. But you kind of just go back and forth between doing that and having the reality check that it's all just fun.
Was it ever like something that you maybe have you always had that mentality of trying to just create organically, or was there a time where you feel like you just stopped being so precious with the music?
I think I've kind of always had the same philosophy about it, the same approach towards it, and just gradually over time has kind of evolved into the way I do it now, which it's all mostly just been unconscious, just kind of the way it's been playing music with our friends,
Yeah, your friends. I just, for the record, the other night I got a couple of messages from people from videos that I posted about old or new old tunes that you broke out. Can you just talk about those tunes you played? Because I'm not even hip to the names of them, but people were bugging out.
The old ones that we played?
Yeah, well, yeah, the ones that maybe never got recorded.
Oh, that aren't recorded. Yeah, we did a couple new ones. We do some old ones that we used to do as a duo, or that we recorded as a duo. Now we do with the band, and they feel a lot different, so it's fun to...
How do they feel different?
Well, there's just a lot more, like In the Morning Light, for example, is one that we did acoustic that now we do with everybody, and there's just a lot more space in it, and it's a lot, I feel like it's fun to do it that way, differently, and if anybody knows the song, then they get, it's fun to hear it in a different way. And then we've been doing some new ones that we haven't recorded yet that we hope to record soon. Yeah, we like to keep it fresh.
I had a chance, between the last time I saw you in Long Beach and now, I had a chance to interview Mr. Johnny Payne. He talked about SLO Sam record. Can we get a little hint about? I mean, he was in the studio. I guess here's the question. You don't need to talk about the music. Why did you want Johnny Payne to produce you?
Well, I've known Johnny for a long time.
How did you guys even connect?
We met when Clay and I were living at Dan's at Liberty Street. Johnny would come down.
Liberty Hair Farm?
Yeah, at the hair farm, because he knew Luke from like the Hot Heat days, I guess. And they used to tour together. So Johnny would come to town, and that's how he met Johnny. And then, Johnny and I became good friends, and he needed a vacation, so I said you should come and make this. I had these songs, and I sent them to him, and he liked them, and so I said you should do it.
Can you talk a little bit about like how you get the germ of a tune, or how even one of the new songs that you laid down with him, about how it comes to fruition with you? Does it all flow through in one time? Can you give an example, or does it come in pieces?
It's pretty different every time, but one thing I can say is that it kind of is. Yeah, sometimes it doesn't really ever end, and you kind of just add to the song. I mean, all those old songs that we recorded on the first Mapache record are still kind of evolving, and we're doing them live now. So, and that's years later. So, the songwriting process kind of just goes on and on.
I mean, humor a naive layperson and talk about just how a song that you maybe did, I don't know, 10 years, 7 years ago, how it's still evolving rhythmically. I mean, is it, are there sections that are opening to an improvisational kind of feel?
Yeah, lyrics still change
Yep.
too. Change the lyrics to songs that are recorded, and even chords. We just like the whole song will kind of change. I mean, it'll stay like the same song, but it's still, music and lyrics still change to this day. So it's not so like cut and dry. Once it's recorded, that's what it is. We recorded a version of it, and there's many different versions that come over the years. So.
I feel like when I saw you at Moe's, I mean, with the Electric Mapache Band, it is not really intended to be a jam band. I mean, I saw you for a minute at a time or sometimes just sort of playing rhythm with just being in the groove. It wasn't like stretching out.
Yeah.
Is that something that, like, I mean, I'm obviously used to seeing you play Calvin Keys riffs with shred, but is that something like you guys want to keep it still, like you don't want to get it too free. You don't want to get it too into jam mode.
Well, I think the jam.
Not that the Cats can't do it. It's just that that's not the MO.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think the jam band or jam music.
I'm so sorry. We have people backing up the trucks.
That style of music is like one little piece of our overall range of stuff that we like and that influences us. So we do, about that much of it. We just do a little bit. Seems like, just because there's so many other things so many other styles that we like. But yeah, we do. That's a small part of what we like. So we do a little bit. We have a few moments where we stretch out.
I mean, in this world, so craven right now in some ways, like, are you guys, like, do you ever feel like you may want to just sell out and be like Drake? Just make singles like Drake?
I don't think I could do that if I wanted
No, listen,
to.
I've never listened to one of his songs, and that's maybe a detriment to me, but what is it, really overly produced? Singles? You talked about, because you told me in one of our interviews, like, we could just be Drake and just make a bunch of singles and sell out, or we could sell real estate if we wanted to make money.
Yeah, I could sell real estate. I don't know if I could do the Drake thing.
Dude, I would love to see you sell real
would wanna
estate.
see
With
it.
that guitar, dude, you could play little tunes for people if they wrap up the sale.
I don't think it would come off the way it does when Drake does.
Yeah, so people's ears need to be more accustomed to a natural feel. His music is very, like, it's very produced in some way.
I'm not really sure. I don't know that much about his music, but I know it's in a world where a lot of the music is like that. So maybe.
One final question for you. Did you ever get to a point when you had to stop listening to music because you really you didn't want to be influenced by anybody else? You wanted to just search for your sound?
Yeah, sometimes. I've definitely gotten to points where I felt like I've been listening to music nonstop for the last too long and just, didn't want to hear any more music for a while. I didn't want to hear any more new music too. I didn't want to like discover anything new for a while. It was just too much, too fast, and you have to take a break sometimes. And that's, when there's too much going in and out all the time, it's like nothing really sticks. So if you give yourself a break.
How did you deal with it as a musician? Did you kind of just, did you actually put the instrument down altogether, or you just stopped stopped other input and just went inside?
Both. It comes in. It's never really that intentional. It just kind of comes in waves. Sometimes I'll get sick of guitar and don't want to play guitar, but I want to listen to music, or both, or neither. It depends on what's going on and what we've been doing. When we played our first show after the pandemic, I couldn't put my guitar down because I hadn't played in so long, and it felt so good to play. And then at the start of the pandemic, I think I was relieved to have a break from it all. So, it just depends on what's been going on, where you're at. But definitely do get, want a break from it from time to time.
You have any? Last time we talked on the air, you talked about, thinking about just having a simple life in some ways, counting eggs in the supermarket or things like that.
Yeah, I stand
But
by
you
that.
also were adamant about, you were like still totally geeked up about music. And I just want to know where you're at now. You feel the same way?
Yeah, I'm definitely very excited to be playing music. I want to play as much as possible.
Live in Blythe,
Live in
jalapeno
Blythe,
pipers.
4 nights at the Jalapeno Poppers stand in Blythe. That's what I
You
got
know, man,
purchased.
in another life you could be a stand-up comic, dude.
Well,
Yeah.
hopefully I'd stop through Blythe.
Yeah, much
sometime.
love to you, man. Thank you so much for being a healer, and
Oh,
look
thank
forward
you,
to the
Jake.
show, man.
Thanks.
It's the Jake Feinberg Show. See you later.